gotta make your own soup. To start, you gotta make your own broth. And I make homemade veggie broth, veggie stock, it's the same thing all the time. With all the fresh vegetables that I use, there's always scraps behind. So what I do is I open up a big gallon-sized plastic bag and I start collecting them. I keep them in the freezer, and when the bag is full, we can make vegetable broth. This time I have 2 bags, but they're about what 1 full bag would be. So this has kale, celery, red potatoes, or red, yeah, there's tomatoes in here, there's carrots, peppers, definitely kale stems because you can't eat those. So you fill up your big pot. You can use a Dutch oven. You can use this guy. Oh look, this one has cauliflower in it. What you're gonna do is fill this guy up with water and cover it. Make sure all the veggies are covered. And you're gonna cook it for about an hour. The longer and slower you cook it, the better and richer the broth is gonna be. I don't add any salt. I don't add pepper because all of the vegetables are gonna salt it or flavor it itself. You don't really wanna salt it until you know what you're cooking. There's also, can't find any to pull. This one might be one. There's also peels to the garlic. So when I do garlic press, I throw the peels in here. I have onions, and it cooks up to be a really good variety. Each time it's a little bit different. The batch that I had, I can tell that there's not a whole lot of garlic in it. So since I really like the flavor of garlic in most of my dishes, I'm gonna add a clove of garlic. I chop it up a little bit so that it's not so, it can, dispense and, ooh, it smells so good. I'm gonna add a little shallot to this one too. Like I said, it all depends what you eat. And if you're not eating some of these vegetables, then they might not be in your scraps. So you can always throw some extra carrots, onions, and make sure that you have the full range. Most soup starts with carrot, celery, onions, garlic. The peppers, sometimes people add peppers, but onions, carrots, and celery is the base of most soups. So when you add those to your broth, you know that you're gonna get all the flavors that you want. Bring this up to a boil and I'm gonna simmer it for 45 minutes to an hour. Now you can do this in a crock pot overnight, and I've done it, and I'm gonna attach the link to what it looks like. And that crock pot definitely had more squash and zucchini, and it just made a really, really good dark base for my broth. But since I did it overnight while I was sleeping, the wonderful smells kept me up all night. It was the strangest thing. I had onions and garlic, and it kept me awake. So I don't usually use a crock pot, and if I do, it'll be during the day while I'm gone. You can fill it up, put it on high for 4 hours, or you could have it on low for 8 to 10 hours. And you'll get the same results. Now, step 2 of the veggie soup stock. What I did was I cooked it, this particular bunch, I think I cooked it for about an hour and 15 minutes. I just wanted more color in the broth, a little bit more flavor to come out. And then what I do is let it sit. I didn't completely let it cool. You can probably see some of the steam still coming up, but I let a lot of it cool off. You don't want to handle this boiling hot. So what I do is drain off some of the veggies, and it's easier for me, especially in my white shirt, to not dump it all. Like I said, this is something that I make on a regular basis. It lasts about a week, and if you're not going to use it, make sure you put it in a freezer safe container and just pop it away. It freezes beautifully. When you're ready for it, you can open it up and you'll be good. Okay, I'm going to drain the rest here. All right. Wow, I made a pretty big portion. I probably have. I don't even know. I'm a bad guesstimator. Alright, so get rid of this and you can ladle it in a jar. Use any of your mason jars. You can use leftover glass jars. I use pickle jars, peanut butter jars. Glassware definitely doesn't go far. I keep it, I reuse it. Just multi-purpose, be frugal. You don't always have to buy. Ooh. So you want to definitely make sure this is cooled off before you put it in the fridge. You could strain it again if you wanted to with the fine strainer if you really didn't want any pieces in there, but doesn't hurt me, doesn't hurt any of my dishes, and you have some really good veggie broth. And in the upcoming videos and recipes, I will show you how I turn this into a sauteing agent, how I turn it into a soup base, and if there's anything more, I'll be sure to add it. Stay healthy, eat whole foods, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody, bye.